Kwa majina naitwa Loyford Kibaara, County Commissioner Nakuru. Leo tumekuwa na mikutano kadhaa. Asubuhi tulianza mkutano na all the police commanders wa eneo hili la Nakuru. Reason being, tumekuwa na changamoto ya bunduki fulani ambaye iko katika eneo hili, bunduki ya AK-47 with some lone ranger ambaye is moving around with some other fellows, na their targets have been M-Pesas, sababu uhalifu ule wanaufanya between saa 2 na saa 4 na wana target M-Pesa. So in the process ya kutafuta pesa kutoka kwa M-Pesa, wanashutu watu na ile bunduki. Hiyo bunduki imetumika upande wa pipeline, kaua mzee mmoja na wakavunja the wife, wakaenda ndege ndimu, wakapiga mzee mwingine risasi pale, wakapitia Umoja. They were not able to shoot this one, wakapiga ule msichana na nyundo. Na ya mwisho ambaye nimeiona jana jioni wameifanya hapa Ngata Bridge. When you listen to the story, they are the same fellows, 3 of them, the same weapon, sababu in 2 incidences, hiyo ya Ngata na ile ya ndege dimu, tulipata risasi ambayo ni 7.62 mm. Hiyo risasi ni ya AK-47. Now hawa wahalifu, these are dangerous criminals, and when a firearm is out, it becomes a major threat to all of us, including even all of us, sababu wakikupata tusi watakupiga. And therefore we have done investigations. Kuna watu wawili tulishika, mmoja ni wa huku chini Roda, tukapeleka kotini on Monday. This guy tukaomba siku 14 koti, tunaishukuru ilitupea siku hizo 14, na kupitia mazungumzo yake na mambo ingine ile ya kufanya investigations, inaelekeza sisi kwa watu wengine ambao tunawatafuta. Kuna moja nimeona ametoroka maeneo ya Nakuru, lakini just in time tutapata yeye. Now behind me here, these are deputy county commissioners, wale wako within this range, that is Kulesoi North, Molo, Njolo, Longai, North, that is Mbahati here, Nakuru East, Nakuru West, and even Gilgilako on his way coming, because the pattern here is wanazunguka to within here. And I want to use this structure ya ngao, which has nyumba 10 to the bottom and the village elders, because we want to go deeper and find out hii watu wanaficha bunduki, wanaficha wapi na wanakaa eneo gani. Now in 2 to 3 incidences, because kuna breakings za M-Pesa zingine kama 3 wamevunja in between, wakati wa kuingia na kutoroka wanakuwa na motorbike. Now behind us here we have the leadership of the bodaboda circles ya hii Nakuru East, Nakuru West, Bahati, Njolo wako hapa, Molo and Njolo, na wengine ni vile nimewaita in a short time. The reason nimewaita, that pattern, as much as it is causing insecurity here in Nakuru, it is again affecting the bodaboda sector, kwa sababu huyu mtu anatumia pikipiki, iwe iko na number plate ama haina number plate, anafanya biashara ya bodaboda ambayo ni muhimu sana hapa kwetu Nakuru and even countrywide. Anafanya hiyo biashara, watu wawe na wasiwasi naye because hawatajua watapanda pikipiki gani. So we have agreed with the bodaboda sector and the SACCOs that we are going to work together ili tutafute wenye pikipiki hii inazunguka na hii wakola ni nani, together with Ngao and the National Police Service, so that we make sure that within no time we've arrested this fellow with the firearm. And I want to assure the residents of Nakuru na wale watu wote wako na M-Pesa, we need to be extra careful. And the mode, hii bunduki G3 ni bunduki kubwa, si kabunduki kadogo, si kama personal weapon kale kadogo, ni bunduki kubwa. The explanation given is inabebwa na ngunia, something like a sack. So we should be vigilant. If you find people that you are not familiar with some funny luggages, just pop to the nearest officer ule yako karibu. If is an elder, mwambie ule mtu na mshuku. I know all of you know the danger of a lone ranger with a firearm, how dangerous he can be, and tayari hizo dangers tumeziona. So I want to assure everybody we are on top of this. Condolences to the families wale wameumizwa na hawa na wale wako hospitali waweze kupona haraka, so that we can wipe out these criminals. We were been very peaceful for a long time, very peaceful. Now because what used to be around was people carrying some kisus, wanabeba visu, and wakizidi sana pengine they have something like a panga. Now these ones have now graduated to having a firearm, and not even a small firearm, is a dangerous weapon ambayo ni AK-47. So we want to work on that, and we make sure that we restore peace by arresting this person. Thank you very much.
Maybe kwa hizi visa vitatu vya kupigwa risasi viko na any connection na yule msichana wa M-Pesa wa Kenyatta Avenue?
Hii ya Kenyatta Avenue, I would say we are doing investigations, because it becomes interesting again. If you are an attendant, alafu wewe unapatia msichana akupelekea pesa bank, then somebody else comes in, reports mtu wake amepotea, then finally in a few days unapata the person mwenye alitumwa na pesa naye ameuawa, becoming a femicide. It creates, so we are trying to connect whether these things are related or whether there was an inside job from where this money was given, so that we can unwrap this, because it's another scenario coming in when we have people stealing M-Pesas and killing people.
We've had some allegations that some member of the police office or the police force might be involved in some of these murders. Some of the descriptions, the dressing from the witnesses lead to police officer might be involved. We've been able to ascertain that.
Labda kutokana na ile maganda ya risasi nimeweza kuidentify hiyo yenye inatumika ndani ya polisi.
Thank you for that question, because this is a question that we have been asking as security officers. Why this energy and lack of fear? Unasikia mtu ako ndani, tena bunduki iko nje. So what we've done from the cartridge that we found in Ndegendimu, which was 7.62 millimeter, and we had taken it to ballistic. Now we have combined with this. There is somebody right now in Nairobi DCI with this other cartridge, so that we know, because every bunch of every cartridge that all risasi yote yenye imesambazwa Kenya hii as a number, we want to find out whether we could be having somebody within us using maybe firearm zetu to do this. That's why I'm saying with the people we have in with us as suspects and with the 2 cartridges, we'll get to understand whether we have any person within us, wale wameruhusiwa kuwa na bunduki, ameruhusiwa kuwa na bunduki, ana misuse ama anapeana risasi kwa mtu ambaye anasumbua watu hapa Nakuru.
You said that in this meeting you have boda leaders from different sub-counties. There was a policy that was passed that these boda should be very easily identified where they are ferrying, like ikiwa ni Bahati, it has a particular code. Yeah, what has happened that the laxity imekuja and these people are having those bodas and they don't have no specific identification of where they're supposed to be carrying the passengers?
A good question, because we had asked all the boda and their stages ziwe well defined na wajulikane officials na sana sana wakuwe kwa sako. That question, the chair is here wa boda because these are the issues we want to revisit again. Atawelezea vile wanakaa na vile if there is a lone person mwenye anataka kufanya biashara na amekataa vikwazo zile wamepeana, what action as the sako do they put in place, because they are the ones who are supposed to feed the system so that the work of the National Police Service and our teams become easier when they are operating within a certain jurisdiction.
Another question. We've spoken to some of the elders both in Kata Bridge and also in the Gendimo pipeline, and the major concern is that there are major security lapses within the county. Maybe as the county commissioner of the security team, would you to address these lapses?
You need to tell me the lapse.
So they're saying that
the area that I'm familiar with when we talk of laxity, kuna hiyo Mbaladaba, I think is hiyo nini naitwa nini, the police Pakawa. There is a police post there. That police post on Sentia easy muggings and whatever, we had noticed our police officers were not doing a good job, and we transferred all of them. What to transfer? But now, what has made this thing complicated is now the fire alarm, because the issue of those officers, you know, all of us are not very good people, so we had some officers who are not up to what their responsibilities were in that police station or police post. And we had done a reshuffle of all of them. But then if there are more issues coming in Nakuru North, then we need to find out. Because to me, I'm seeing a pattern people operating from area chini, that is Rodam, Bondeni, Pakawa, and then having feeders in Umoja na hiyo area Ndege Ndimu. People telling them ukikuja saa hii M-Pesa imefunguliwa. And since they have a fire alarm and there is a motorcycle, they pop in. But the bottom line, let's get this fire alarm with this lane ranger or ranger, this guy who akona fan ya kupiga mtu risasi na kuiba nini. Look at the money they are asking for. Ati ukipewa 3,000 ametosheka. There is this story, we need to get into it, and we are in for that. We are on a very thorough and very major operation. Now if we don't get any of our officer having a fire alarm yake ikitumika, he knows the consequences.
Was the reshuffle done before the incidents or after?
Before.